We're creating a cute turkey centerpiece today. We're going to be using simple items like carnations, mums, some leaves, and this adorable little container. First things we're going to do is we're going to create our water barrier with our cellophane. It doesn't matter what kind of cellophane you have. I just had some hanging on a wall and I was like, this will work. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to trim my foam to fit into my container. And I'm just going to place it into the container, and then once I've done that, I'm going to trim the extra cellophane away so that I don't have to worry about that peeking out from my arrangement. Next item that we're going to do is we're going to take our leather leaf and we're going to create some batwings, take the tip of the leather leaf, and we're going to utilize that in making our arrangement. So I'm just making some batwings. That's what I like to call batwings right there. And then I just wanted the pretty little tip of the leather leaf. I'm going to use this and I'm going to green out my turkey. Put some in the front, some in the back, and just use it all around, greening out my arrangement. Next flower that's going to get put into our arrangement is an Ashmirium. Now, some people may be gasping like, oh my god, she's removing the leaves. Well, I'm removing the leaves because I don't like the way that they looked in the arrangement. So that's why they are being plucked off. And once I've got them all taken care of, I'm going to insert them into the arrangement. And let's say that the front of our container is 6 o'clock. I'm going to put these about at 10 o'clock, kind of up higher. And then I'm going to come across at 5 o'clock. And I'm going to insert the other stem a little bit lower. And that is how our Alstroes go in. The next flower that goes in is a carnation. Make sure to always pet those carnations like I was doing. And you can see if that's 6 o'clock, that lower one is going in at 7. And then I'm going to put a higher carnation up at 1 o'clock. Kind of see how it's going. Our next flower that's going in is going to be a rose. I'm going to put them kind of in a cluster, creating a focal point in the center of our container. Time to put in some fillers. I'm going to use these cushion mums, and I'm also going to use some button mums here in a minute. I'm just going to take and separate the babies. Always take the babies and use them in your arrangement. They are useful. The buds are pretty. I cannot stress this to my students enough. Use the buds. They're pretty and they make your arrangement look different, and it gives it different depths and heights. Any flowers that I don't use from my filler flowers, I usually put them in a flower hospital off to the side, and we can utilize them later. As you can see now, I'm just kind of using them to fill in the spaces. Mixing it in with the cushions. I'm going to put some buttons in and just kind of go in and fill in. Hence the name filler flower. That's why we use it, to fill in the empty spaces. next it's time to insert some eucalyptus. This is a plant that I wasn't in love with for a long time, and now all of a sudden I'm falling in love with it, and I'm appreciating what it gives my arrangement. So I really wanted to add this into our fall arrangements. And you can see I'm just kind of putting in, filling in areas with this to give our arrangement a little pizzazz, a little something, something. It's not fall unless you've got dried leaves, wheat, cattails or something in your arrangement, but we're going to put dried leaves in these arrangements, and I don't like just sticking them in there in the container. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut some of our stems and we're going to tape them to greening picks and place them into our arrangements. And that is just simply what I'm doing right here. I'm just taping these to greening picks. Simple and easy to insert. Something else that you can add to your fall arrangements is Spanish moss. My students love Spanish moss, and they love sticking it in those empty spaces where you just need to fill in some blank space, but you need a blank space and you don't need to just keep stuffing flowers into it. So that's why we like to add moss. You can add moss by just kind of poking it in like you saw with that pencil. You can take a greening pin and you can stick it in. If you don't have a greening pin, you can take some 22 gauge wire, bend it into a hairpin, and just stuff that sucker in there just like a greening pin. And it'll be great. It'll work out and your arrangement will look fall and fabulous. Almost finished with our arrangement, but before it can go out the door, it needs to have some crowning glory and some leaf shine on it. And also, you need to put a business card in it. We have branded our flower shop of the school, and it is called the Tiger Lily. Go find us on Instagram and Facebook. But what we do is we take a business card, we insert it into our arrangement, and of course our customers love it, and it keeps them coming back for more. And especially when they find out a student made it, they love it even that much more. I hope that you've enjoyed watching me make this arrangement. I hope that it's something you can take to your classroom and share with your students. And if there is anything at all you ever need, feel free to message me. And have a wonderful school year. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more floral content.